mic stands.
Before the swimming pool, I tell people we do water conditioning, we
the Connecticut water conditioning system. We've had that product for over 45 years, so we sell and service them as well. Dad has always done a great job. We have great equipment. I'd be surprised to see someone else in North Iowa that has better equipment than we do. Any area that we can service it, we do 100%. We don't do it part-time. We're just dedicated to making sure that we take care of things the right way. You know, we'll go any length to make sure our customers feel like they're valued and we're taking care of them. At the sports, we have a tradition of service. I can tell people I sleep with my phone at night if they have a problem at night or out of water or something, they call me. At the root of everything we've done, even with our growth and everything, we're a family business. I think there's a sense of camaraderie. When the guys get here in the morning, it's kind of light. They jump around a little bit before we get going for the day. There's been times, you know, when I've had a guy say, hey, you know, I have my kids are with me, we have this weekend, I can't be on call for. We'll find someone will cover it for you. You know, we'll take care of you. So we value our employees. We have great employees here. And their families are part of our family business. We're just, my way of thinking, one big family. Visit us at wartsonline.com, dedicated to providing high-quality water and wastewater solutions. At Bex, we stand up for things that matter most. Our faith, our independence, and helping farmers succeed. As the largest family-owned seed company in the U.S., we believe in the integrity of remaining an independent family-owned seed company. Since our founding in 1937, we have continued to produce quality products backed by a family of employees and dealers dedicated to serving American farmers. And that's something to be proud of. Bex, founded in faith, forged in America. For more information, visit BexHybrids.com. Wherever the road leads, Max Trailer has what it takes to keep going. We bring you closer to your trailer and support you need with more than 1.8 million square feet of manufacturing space across the nation. No matter where you go, you can easily connect with our trusted dealer network of more than 135 authorized dealers in the U.S. and Canada. Simply put, Max Trailer is here for you. We built our legacy. Now let's build yours.
Yeah, no, it should be just fine, and then zoom it. But these are going to be your two most important.
Looking for a refreshing change?
Yeah.
Say goodbye. Push performance and reach for the one that won't slow you down. Experience the force of pure hope working through your engine. What? Here's the concentration that works the hardest.
To record, turn red.
Start here. What's your water score? If you don't know or it isn't as high as it should be, the water professionals at Warts Water Company can help. They will perform free physical water analysis, your water score, and then recommend you water treatment solutions to improve it. The higher your water score, the better your water score.
If it turns off when
But it's like I've never done it.
right,
Just nothing but
about a few weeks this summer.
That's the Red Power way.
You have
And the Red Power team.
there's always someone on there that helps you.
you're going to do multiple videos.
Yep. Every day of the night I'll be there.
More show.
What?
More fun. Or on the farm. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Every shine. The polish of excellence.
Yeah, I'm on filter 3,
Thank you.
0 on the ISO,
I'm on 3 also.
and 4 is my iris.
Need a pro you can trust.
You have more sun on the side, so.
What's your
Our professional farm people have the training and expertise to help you do
360.
things right. All one, two, 360. Just one
It's at 360.
the
Wait. Oh.
On back roads and drag streets, farm fields, and the interstate. The hard-working men and women that from outside secrets to take care of their
FPS? Yeah, that's what it said. SA? That, yeah, 360. I said that already. Whack.
Okay, I was reading it right.
1 basic system running with 3 state-certified technicians and equipment, 2 backhoe trucks, a hydrovac truck, 2 trade trucks, a fleet of excavators, a septic inlet for trade work. We've got you covered from start to finish. Visit us at worksonline.com to take care of all your trade and septic needs. Hey, Boy Man, Ray Reno, Executive Director. I'm here to discuss eight-time tires, micro-rolling tires. We make a full line of bag tires, and our sole purpose is really it really applies to your farming operation. You want to build some tires that are dependable, long, and have a performance level where you don't have to worry about it. Where can they find out more about eight tires? Well, you can of course Google us on the web, drop a line to Ben reach out to your local tire dealer. Eight tires can be ready. The NDA 2024. Just appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Standing there doing nothing, try to get my good side. Yeah, go ahead the knees. The knees down. That's usually the best camera angle.
Yeah.
Crop residue per acre. When that residue doesn't break down, you have two big problems. Residue traps valuable fertility, and leftover plant material wreaks havoc on planter performance in future crops. Break residue down fast with decomp. Decomp uses natural fungi and bacteria to eradicate residue. Reduce traps fertility while improving the seed bed for your next crop. Learn more about decomp at healthyseed.com/naturals. Good evening, Bull fans. Welcome to Rockwell, Iowa. 17th edition of the North Iowa Nationals. 17 years we've been out here doing this. How about that? You bet. Give them Rockwell Lions a nice round of applause. What a job they've done. Was anybody here Thursday night? So you know what kind of mess we started out with out here, and they made us work their tail off and made a heck of a pulling track out of this thing Thursday night. You still see some of the mud out on the side. We weren't playing bumper cars with the pulling trucks out here. It's actual mud that come off here. They pulled about 2 feet of slop off of here and found some good pulling dirt underneath. And we had a heck of a show Thursday night. So it's a little late, but that's all right. Promoters, as usual, the Rockwell Lions, and literally hundreds of volunteers to help them. It takes a lot of people to put on a show like this. They start planning for next year tomorrow, believe it or not. They'll have a meeting tomorrow, and things will start right then. So, our presenting sponsor once again this year, Mort's Plumbing and Heating and Mort's Water. For the last couple, 3 years, they've been out here doing that. We appreciate their support. Couldn't do it without a whole bunch of sponsors, and they are our presenting sponsor. At intermission tonight, Steph's Auction is going to have an auction. You guys been here Saturday night, you know how that works. This year it is a John Deere 4430 Gold Edition that's been donated by Chris Jansen and Turbo Trucking. So you want to loosen up, all the money goes to charity, goes to good things that happen like that. I'd like to thank the Rockwell Swaledale Fire Department over there for coming out and keeping track of us. One of the rules of NTPA polling is you can't have a show unless you have fire and EMT on site. They've done a good job. Fortunately, we haven't needed them, so let's hope it continues that way. 50-50 drawing tonight, of course. Last year, if I remember right, somebody took home somewhere around $6,800 tax-free American. So it's well worth a $20 arm span to take a chance at that. We give away $3,700 and some dollars last night to a young lady that was, shall we say, very overwhelmed. I think it went to a good home. If you want to see some pictures, look up morephotosmn.com, M-O-O-R-E photosmn.com, and they'll be doing the picture taking tonight. You'll be able to look on their website and check them out. If you're looking for souvenirs, the NTPA souvenir trailer is right behind the screen over there. They have event t-shirts, caps, and they also have earplugs. It's going to get real loud, real fast here tonight in some of these classes, especially when Unlimiteds come out. So $1 for a set of earplugs, pretty cheap insurance. Doing the live feed tonight, if you got some friends that can't be here and want to watch it, www.fullpull.live. You can send them that, tell them they can watch it there. They also have a souvenir trailer back in the corner. They have shirts, caps, earplugs. Also, if you like pulling and want to follow along year-round, look up Beer Money Pulling. Jason Schultz takes care of that, does a great job on it. If you're hungry, if you go hungry tonight, it's your own fault. The Lions have steak sandwiches, pork loins, burgers, adult beverages, cold drinks. There's a church group over there. I haven't been over there. They've always delivered, which is nice. They have some of the best pie and ice cream in the country. Speaking from experience. Twice. KC's have pulled pork, brats, burgers. The Scouts are back there. They have popcorn, cold drinks.
I've seen a guy with a bugle down there, too.
The way things are going to work out on a track tonight, we are running the Ironman sled. Once again, Von Bauer's Ironman sleds out of Peyton, Iowa. Donnie's in the red one, and Chris is in the purple one. They've been doing it for years, doing an excellent job. Laser measuring up there in that little window up in the trailer is taking more. You'll be laser measuring all the runs. The way that works, they take a reading off that SNV sign on the front of the sled down there. When the sled stops, it gives them an instant reading out to 3 decimal points. So it keeps the show moving, beats a bunch of guys with string and a tape any day. You guys remember that? Flagman and Tex tonight. Marvin is our show manager. Teching and flagging and doing the registration back in there. Anything lined up. Dale, Harold, Tom, John, Pete, Jeremy, Jay, and Christine. Benny Dietzel up there in the announcer stand doing hard work, keeping those 2 guys up there. The announcers, once again this year, are Charles, Darren, and Chris. I'll be down in the Angry Farmers Winter Circle down there talking to all the happy guys. They can down and get some swag from me down there if they win the class. Charles Push, if any of you folks watch pulling on RFD TV, used to be Tuesday night, now I think it's Wednesday night that they, Charles Push up there, one of our announcers, is taking over the duties with Greg Randall on RFD. So, very, very knowledgeable about pulling, knows a lot about the equipment. Good man to know on your side.
I just make it up, Phil.
I can tell, yeah. We will bring the winners out to the Angry Farmer booth down there and give them some prizes. We're running a 350-foot track tonight. Everybody lines up against that orange cone down there, starting on the starting line. They can move that cone any place across the starting line that they think is going to give them an advantage down there. You saw guys out here poking at the track, finding a hard spot. That's what they were looking for. Floating finish is a big, big show tonight. So floating finish on all the classes. 100-foot restart. First puller is a test puller, of course. On the west side over here, we're going to start out with the 6,200-pound four-wheel drives. Switch over and blow a little smoke in the air with the 10,000-pound Pro Stocks. Finish up on this side with 20,000-pound semis, by golly. On the, somebody said, yeah, I heard that. Somebody wants some semis. There we go. On the east side, 6,200-pound light supers. Blow a little smoke in the air over here with super stock diesels. Now we're going to make some noise. The Muldians and Unlimiteds are going to run down this track. We're going to finish up over here with the 4-1 Pro Stocks. So I think that's all the housekeeping we got to do. Check down through my notes. Folks, we live in absolutely the best country in the world. And if anybody doesn't like it, they can go someplace else and live. In honor of that country, if you'd watch the screen up there, we have a little song we like to play at our polls that does honor to our country.
Wow. I don't know what else to say. Wow. Gentlemen, you are very impressive. Very impressive. This is the Proud Image Chorus and the River City Chorus, directed by Mr. David Boyd right up here. They're just a bunch of average guys who like to sing. They're here tonight to help us pay tribute to all those average citizens who rose above themselves to defend this country in their hour of need. When the chorus sings your service branch, wave your hand, salute, whatever it is you want to do. Gentlemen, the Armed Forces Medley.
From the rising of the sun till the battle's fought and won, we will fight for the right and defend our country. We're always ready for the call. We place our trust in Thee. Through surf and storm and howling gale, how shall our purpose be? Semper Paratus is our guide. We're
thank you for coming out here tonight. We got one more song for you to sing before you leave, but I got to go over and try to talk to these guys. This is why we have such a great country. These people right here. Them and several million more, just like you, stepped up when the call was made and did what needed to be done. I know some of you were in for 20 years, probably any 20-year veterans there. Not me. There we go. Thank you very much. Without you doing what you did, we couldn't be out here at all. So, in your honor, if you would watch the screen up there, we have a song that we'd like to play to honor you veterans.
I'm just trying to be a father, raise a daughter and their son, be a lover to their mother, everything to everyone, up and at 'em bright and early, I'm all business in my suit. Yeah, I'm dressed up for success, from my head down to my boots. I don't do it for the money, they feel that I can't pay. I don't do it for the glory, I just do it anyway. Providing for our future, my responsibility. Yeah, I'm real good under pressure, being all that I can be. I can't come home and sick on Monday, after the weekend's been too strong. I just work straight through the holidays, sometimes all night long. That I stand ready when no crowd at the door. Hey, I'm solid, hey, I'm steady, hey, I'm true down to the core. And I will always do my duty, no matter what the price. I've counted up the cost, I know the sacrifice. Oh, and I don't want to die for you, but if dying's asking me, I'll bear that cross with honor. The freedom don't come free. I'm an American soldier, and I'm American.
Unless you've been a soldier, you couldn't understand the things that we have seen and done in the service to our land. We're trained to live in combat, to cope with awful sights that shouldn't be seen by anyone and keeps you awake at nights. We won't discuss the wounds we have to the body or the mind. We just put our hurts behind us and turn our memories to blind. We are proud we served our country and remembered those we lost for the freedom that we have today. They paid the awful cost. To all the men and women currently serving in our armed forces and all who have served, I have two words. Thank you. Now, if you'd all please rise. If you're not, gentlemen, please remove your hats. As we listen to the words of our national anthem, please keep in mind the men and women of our armed forces who are away from their families doing the hot, dirty, dangerous work so that we can be here in Rockwell, Iowa, enjoying a nice, safe summer evening. But first, we all know someone, somewhere, that did not make it home. For them, we have taps.
Okay.
Gentlemen, you're amazing. Give them a round of applause one more time. They have worked hard and they deserve everything. Thank you, thank you, thank you for coming out tonight and helping us honor ours. I see a lot of veterans in your group also. Thank you very much. Thank you to our veterans that come out. Thank you to our color guard. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to our fans. I think it's time to go pulling. What do you say?
All right, you can see the National Tractor Pulling Championships, Town, USA, Bowling Green, Ohio, purple sled coming out on the Cephas Auctions East track. We're going to start off over there with our light super stock tractors. And then on our Cephas Auctions West track, you see the Case IH Bauer built sled coming out on that track. We're going to start with our four-wheel drive trucks, and we have a bunch of them tonight.
32 are going to answer the call here tonight in session number 5. We've lost some, we've gained some. There's a few that have suffered breakage. There's a couple that have joined us here tonight on this beautiful Saturday night in Rockwell, Iowa for North Iowa Nationals. And I think in this modified four-wheel drive class, the scuttlebutt around the pit area is that there are some others that are perhaps wounded and don't know it yet, based on what happened prior this weekend, and they may find out shortly. We'll go to the east side. Light super stock Galaxy Tour bonus kicked in from Northwoods Engineering. Marcus Weddleson, Pottsville, Iowa native, the gunpowder and lead Case IH machine. Gonna be our test dog.
Yeah, on the back of Marcus's tractor, it used to say, if pulling Grand National were easy, everyone would do it. Which I thought is one of the coolest things I've seen on the back of a tractor. So, from right here in Iowa, from Postville, Marcus Weddleson gonna set the mark to beat.
He knows how tough it is. Toma, Wisconsin had bottom end breakage, put some rod caps in the pan. Thankfully, it stayed inside, but there's fresh dents under there if you get close and care to look. He's hoping for no such troubles tonight. Gunpowder lead, Marcus Weddleson, section number 5, Rockwell, let's go! Nosed over on him. Everything is still inside where it should be. That's good. It's running on its own. He can issue the thumbs down here as Tessa.
We are going to stay right here in Iowa. No better place to start the North Iowa Nationals than
lightweight super stocks, 505 cubic inches, up to 4 turbochargers, those big 30.5 tires. Now, where are we looking at as far as horsepower nowadays with these tractors? I mean, I've heard numbers of, about 4 to 4,500. Where do you think we're at?
I'm guessing in that area.
Okay.
That's probably the best guess I would have without seeing the dyno numbers. Probably when I quit, they were probably at the 3,035 maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. Turbochargers have changed so much since then.
And, of course, double track action here tonight. Jamie Bush out of Mason City, Iowa, is going to get things started over on the four-wheel drive side. Here, 6,200-pound modified four-wheel drives, 650 cubic inches, right about 1,700 horsepower they're making. No turbocharging, no supercharging allowed in these modified four-wheel drive trucks. And we've got another bunch of them here tonight. I think we're up around 34, 33 entries here in this class once again. So Jamie Bush, our test puller, First to True Trucks, we'll see out on the track for Jamie, a winner here previously, and just lives right up the road about 20 minutes or so over on the modified four-wheel drive side. So we'll take a look here at the distance at 326 and 60. So 326 and 60 for Jamie Bush. And as our test puller, he is going to take that run. So officially we are underway over on the modified four-wheel drive side. So we'll get the distance in for Marcus Weddleson with the gunpowder and lead and let you know officially on what Marcus has decided. Of course, Marcus kind of started the season off in Toma, and, we saw, parts on the ground there in Toma, worked his way back here. Brandenburg last weekend had some really nice finishes up there, a first and a third place finish, kind of brought him back into the points race there with that gunpowder and lead up to the number 7 spot after last night's event. But he's looking to move up from there as we bring in one tough John Deere out of Vine Grove, Kentucky, just south of the Louisville area. That's going to be Brandon Phillips, tractor that he calls Straight Jacket. Hard to believe the Phillips running a John Deere, isn't it?
It's kind of hard to believe. I always thought they would at least change the sheet metal.
So, of course, they'll have 2 in the competition. Now, this is son Brandon. We'll see Dad Larry out a little bit later on in our light super stock competition. We saw a great class last night of light supers. Came right down to the final tractor in the class. Colton Whitworth picked up the win with the bin buster last night, our final tractor in the class. Now, Brandon had led for quite a while, kind of opened up a road over on that right side of the track, and let's see what he's got here tonight. Now, looks like early on in this class, we're going to start in the middle of the track. Mark, that's normal we see when we start a class.
That is normal. It's usually generally the safest, and it'll change before the end of the class, you guarantee it.
Absolutely. All right, nice power run right there. Now, using one of the Ironman sleds here, Chris Sprecher, big, doing the operating on the purple Northwest Ohio, the Bowling Green sled here tonight. And what do we think, Mark? Maybe just a little bit on the heavy side? Or
maybe a little bit heavy.
Okay. So we will see what our officials, of course, Marvin Epperson here tonight, Director of NTPA Tech Services, calling the show here. So we will see on what they have decided here tonight as far as the setting here for the light supers as we move back over to the four-wheel drive side. As we'll have Danny Johnson out of Baxley, Georgia with the Desperado. Good-looking 1966 Ford. All right, so the Ford going to work right down the middle of the track here early on. Here are the North Iowa Nationals as we'll get in the distance here for Brandon Phillips out of Vine Grove, Kentucky with the straight jacket. Now 13 entries in our lightweight superstock class. Did have a couple scratches, I believe, from last night. Colton Whitworth, I had heard that was going to scratch with the Yield Express, wasn't going to come on back here, so we'll officially wait and see. So 292.07 will be the distance, 292.07 for Brandon Phillips. So we'll wait for some confirmation on whether or not that Brandon will take that run. As we'll go back over on the four-wheel drive side here with Danny Johnson and the Desperado, and he's going to come in at 3:11.73. So just like that, running them at a rapid pace here as we get things underway here for session number 5. And Mark, let's talk a little bit about this event. And did you get the opportunity to run here in Rockwell before you retired?
Yes, I did. Actually, when they first had started, one of the first years, the Region 3 events they had down here, we would come down for those. And I never pulled here in the Grand National Circuit, but on the regional circuit I have.
On the regional circuit. And it looks like Jason Schultz has got a report for us down trackside. Take it away, Jason.
Down here at the starting line, I've been talking to some of the light superstock competitors that are pulling later in the class. They say the track's really hard right now. They're not seeing those front end comes up like we normally do with the light supers. But they do think once the tractors get going, make a few passes, it'll get tore up a little bit, that they're going to be able to get a hold of it. So at this point, they're feeling a later hook is going to be a better option for these light superstock competitors.
All right, so we'll move on over here to Rex Kuhn out of Morristown, Indiana, just south of the Indianapolis area. The Letterbuck John Deere, our next competitor up here in the lightweight class. John Deere 7R250.
Nice solid pass.
Yeah, nice run there for Rex Kuhn.
I hate to admit it. He is a friend of mine. I probably shouldn't say that.
Ah, okay, all right. Well, hey, we want raw emotion here, Mark. Yeah. We want
I really don't want him to know.
You tell. Yeah, well, we won't tell him. We'll keep it on the lowdown. 2021 Grand National Champion here, Rex Kuhn. Now, Mark, let's go back to what Jason had said about the track right now being a little bit hard. What is it, the big 30.5s digging in, or is it the sled as well digging in, making that sled?
It's more of the sled probably than the.
Okay.
With the lightweight tractors and 30.5s, they do just stay. They pretty much stay on top.
Okay.
It's more of the sled working the track in.
So more or less, once you get that groove going, good to go.
Good to go.
All right, we'll send it back down. Jason Schultz down trackside. He's got another tidbit for us. A lot of tidbits tonight.
Down here with the four-wheel drive trucks, I'm going to let this truck go. I'm down here at the starting line talking to some of the four-wheel drive truck competitors. Down here at the starting line, talking to some of the four-wheel drive truck competitors, and they feel like the track isn't quite there yet. If anybody had their perfect wish, they'd be one in the middle of the class. What they're afraid of, it's going to come together, and with a big class like this, it's going to fall apart by the end of the class. So right now, they feel like that honey hole is going to be about the 10 hooks in the middle of the class. So we'll check it out at the end. Back to you guys.
All right, so we just saw Jake Zering, our current points leader out of Fillmore, Indiana, the Rule 19 Dodge Dakota, make his run out there in the four-wheel drive class, as we'll get the distance in here at 3:09 and 84. So 3:09 and 84. And we'll take a look here at the leaderboard. Of course, Jamie Bush should be our leader up the road in Mason City, Iowa at 3:26 and 60. We'll kind of go in, the distance is kind of falling back here a little bit early in the class, and I think we're going to start moving around on that track. We'll see, start getting back on top of it. We'll take a look also at our light superstock leaderboard, if we could, and we'll get those distances in here. We just saw a great run for Rex Kuhn at 298 and change, and right there, 298.63, taking over that number one spot. Brandon Phillips sitting down in the number 2 spot, so that tells us that Marcus Wedelson did drop that run as our test puller. So 298.63 right now, the mark to beat, 292.07 for Brandon Phillips. And, Mark, we've seen that number 2 spot kind of, have you ever, won from that number 2 spot? I mean, has it been a situation where you've been able to win? Because we, a lot of times it seems you just had that one tractor to watch or truck to watch and don't really have a lot to go off of.
It's definitely the worst spot in pulling.
Okay.
If you ask me.
Okay.
I may have won from that position, but not very much.
Right. Okay. So next up on the light side, we've got Gary Hagel, Holman, Wisconsin, the destination unknown. Good-looking tractor here, ACD21. Don't see a lot of orange in the light super stock class, so good to see Gary out here. And Gary, a lot of region action he runs.
Yeah, Region 3. This is a Mondovi tractor also.
All right.
My Mondovi tractor.
So once again, Dan Mayer joined by Mark Pysick, NTPA Hall of Famer, 4-time Grand National Champion. Mark, we're on camera right now. Everybody at home sees you.
That was one of
good thing you wore your good blue shirt.
Yeah,
see? Yeah. It's a guy that ran blue forever and got his blue shirt on. That's good. So here we go. Gary Hagel next up, Light Super Stocks. The Alice Chalmers. All right, so Gary kind of got off to the right side just a little bit there. And still working on the starting line right in the middle of the track so far.
That's a pretty nice pass for Gary. He's been doing quite well in the region. Always a solid running tractor.
And a good looker. I like the looks of it.
It's a nice looking tractor. Probably doesn't run as big at turbos as the rest of them, but it's a very good running tractor.
So 281.49 will be the distance. Mark, we talked about that, 6,200-pound weight, a lot of horsepower, small weight package, and can run up to 4 turbochargers. What are most of the tractors running nowadays? 3 of them?
Most of them are running 3.
Okay.
There was a few for a while that were running 4. I don't know if Terry still has 4 on one of the Cheezick tractors or not. I've been away from it for a little bit, so I haven't paid
Don't keep up with all the goodies, right? All right, four-wheel drive side, that was Brody Rydell out of Brazil, Indiana, right around that Terre Haute area, the western side of the Hoosier State. The coming at you Ford machine, and Brody, a rookie here on the Grand National Circuit for 2025, and, well, looks like we're going to pull him back to the start line. Had a rough go of it right off the get-go there, so a little bit of a hop for him, so we'll back Brody up to the start line. Of course, every competitor gets 2 shots at making a measurable distance if you don't get past that 100-foot mark. And as you can clearly see, did not make it past that 100-foot mark. So he will go back to the start line and give it another shot.
The little I do know about four-wheel drives, the whole shot is everything. Definitely the whole shot is the most important thing in a four-wheel drive. And it's not the easiest thing to do.
Yeah, they tell, I've never driven a pulling vehicle, but they say these four-wheel drives, with the, working that clutch and trying to get all 4 tires to hook up, it's just a very tough class. And, it's a very popular class, too. I mean, we see, great numbers in the class. We'll give Brody another shot here with the coming at you out of Indiana. makes a nice run there. Modified four-wheel drive side. As we go back, light super side, we got Colton Whitworth and the Yield Express.
Oh, he did get it.
So he did, yeah. John Deere 4020. Now this is our defending Grand National champion tractor.
Colton started in the class after I departed, so I know him pretty good, but I never did compete against him.
Well, there's one thing about Colton. He lays on that equipment, that's for sure. He doesn't baby it at all.
Horsepower is no lack of in his tractors.
Yes, for sure. Now, currently sitting in the number 2 spot in Grand National points. Now, coming in here tonight. Last night we saw them make their hook number 5 for 2025. This will be hook number 6 here tonight. And Colton sitting in that number 2 spot in points. As our current points leader, Brian Bowles, will be out a little bit later on in the class. So we will see what the distance comes up here for Colton Whitworth. And, yeah, it's a good one, 3:13 and 53. So he's going to stretch it out a little bit further. So 3:13 and 53 will be the distance here for Colton Whitworth. And that NK Seed-sponsored Yield Express, first of 2 entries he'll have out there in competition.
His second entry is, if you ever get a chance to look at that tractor, how clean look that thing is. Wow.
Well, I was I was giving Dad Scott a hard time about, they're almost turning into the Rick Hendrick of, they just keep accumulating tractors. Yeah. And he, and Scott says, it really isn't on purpose. We just I got a good deal on this one. And so he's kind of brokering them there through, trying to keep them all through. So, but a great run, there for Colton Whitworth and the Yield Express here early on in our lightweight super stock class. As we take a look, we'll have Adam Spiegelberg up next, the Detonator Black, Cody Chiswick, and then Mark Kelsey. Our next 3 coming up over on the light super stock side. All right, looks like we'll send back to the starting line here as Jason Schultz will have Scott Phillips down there on the starting line.
All right, fans, down here with Scott Phillips down here at the starting line. He looks super relaxed. Where are you at in this big class of 30-some trucks tonight, Scott?
I hooked 16th tonight, but we're a little short on the track tonight. We're 40 foot shorter than last night, so guys really got to be careful here. Track's pretty tight, so you got to make sure you're not going to bounce, as we're seeing a couple guys do.
Yeah, we've noticed that right away in the beginning. Do you think the track will kind of be laid in by the time you pull?
I think so. It's cool enough, and the sun's not too many BTUs now, so I think we'll be okay. Just got to be easy on the clutch and easy on the throttle.
Awesome. Good luck tonight, Scott.
Appreciate it.
All right, so back to the action here. Detonator Black and Adam Spiegelberg out of Wyowego, Wisconsin, one of my all-time favorite towns. Oh, had a little issue trying to say that back when, but... All right, four-wheel drive side, Anna Mangan, Goodhue, Minnesota, with the Bounty Hunter Chevrolet, as she makes her run here. First lady we've seen tonight in the four-wheel drive class, as we've got quite a few of them. And now we'll step it on over here to light super stock side, Adam Spiegelberg in that blacked out Detonator Black. Oh, Mark, we saw that front end come up way high there.
Missed it a little bit there. Missed the balance on that one. Definitely a strong running tractor out of Wisconsin. Another one. I do work with his father, Scott, quite a bit on projects.
Okay. They're in the concrete business.
Yes, in the concrete business. And they build some of the dairies that we work on.
Okay. And Adam, it showed me some of the projects that they have done, the warehouses and stuff. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah, what they do with some of that equipment there with the concrete. As we see Dad down there trackside helping out Adam. So 286 and 55. 286 and 55. Now, Mark, I want to ask you on these lightweight super stock tractors, 6,200 pounds, how much movable weight usually on these tractors? I mean, they're component tractors now, but
in the early days, you're lucky to have 300 pounds.
Okay.
There are some in excess of 1,200 pounds. The 1,200 pounds is probably the most I've heard of so far. Back when we first built our first component tractor, I think we had 1,000 pounds, and they've picked up a couple hundred pounds since.
Okay, so quite a bit of weight then to move around and balance these tractors out.
Yep.
All right.
But they still require everything on the nose, and I'm pretty sure he probably had everything on the nose on that thing.
Yeah, I'm looking at the back there. I don't see much on the back there, so Yeah, definitely. And, of course, you put everything on the nose, signifying a power track, really.
Correct. And then everything is adjusted with your front end is adjusted with your hitch height.
Okay. So it looks like Jason Schultz has got another report down trackside.
All right, fans down here with Alan Babel. Doesn't really have a dog in the hunt in this class. Under the influence pulls in the Superstock Open. You parked her for the weekend. Class is done, but who are you crewing for this weekend?
We're helping Rex Kuhn this weekend.
What do you think of this track here, the first class with the light supers?
It's going to be okay. The track's going to come around, get a little better, I think. Right now it's a little tough for these guys.
Have you enjoyed the trip so far?
Yeah, we've had a great time. Had a great time doing this, and these track guys, they worked their butts off because this was a disaster on Thursday, and they really worked hard to make this happen for everybody.
Great to have you from the great state of I don't know, am I supposed to say great state of California, Al?
Oh, that's a little different to say that, but do what you need to do.
Do what I need to do. Thanks, Alan. We appreciate having you around, buddy. Thank you.
All right, so Alan Babel down there, of course, helping out buddy Rex Kuhn. We've seen, over the last few years, Alan would come out and help Rex out at Bowling Green. I know I've seen him out there a few times, but yeah, glad to have him back out on the Grand National circuit there.
Really good guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Helps out that Superstock Open class, too. Great running machine. As over on the four-wheel drive side, looks like we've got John Davis out of Tappahannock, Virginia, over on the eastern side of Virginia there with the seldom seen. He's a second-generation puller. Dad Bunky Davis has driven for a whole bunch of years, and last week down in Brandenburg, Kentucky, picked up his first ever Grand National win. So congratulations to the Davis team. But right now they've got one thing on their mind, and that is going better than that 326 and 60. Right, that's going to be a good one right there. Chevrolet on the four-wheel drive side as we go back. Light Super, young Cody Chiswick, Newton, Wisconsin, excessive force.
Last year, first year, I believe?
I think this might be his third year. Yeah, I think this might be his third year. Second year, I think, in Light Supers. But, Mark, this young man's been around the sport forever, and just kind of a natural to get in the seat of one of these tractors. And, years ago, Dad, Mike, used to run 6 of these machines. They were down to 4, and makes it more manageable. I couldn't imagine trying to run 6 tractors out on, one running on one track, 3 running on this track. Got to be crazy.
I pulled against Terry and Mike for, seems like forever. Great competitors.
All right, so we'll get the distance in here over on the four-wheel drive side. Oh, yeah, we're going to have a new leader. 3:32 and 17. 3:32.17. We'll put John Davis in that number 1 spot over on the four-wheel drive side. So great competition there. And the four-wheel drive side we see right now as the Bounty Hunter in that number 4 spot, Desperado number 5. And Jake Zering down there at 309 and 84.
One thing I do know about the four-wheel drive class is it seems like anybody can win that class. They're all good.
It almost seems like a luck of the draw, isn't it?
It
and
does.
You'll see them work, every side of the track and all that. And 297 and 63 for Cody Chiswick. 297 and 63. A good run for Cody. We'll put him number 3 currently. So the Letterbuck, Rex Kuhn in that number 2 spot, and then we'll put Cody in the number 3 spot here. Is just about to that halfway point in our lightweight super stock class. And, great double track action here, Rockwell, Iowa, keeping the action moving for the fans. And, boy, what a great crowd we got here tonight.
It's impressive.
Yes, they have filled this place up. And, of course, Mark, you couldn't ask for better weather this weekend. We have been blessed this weekend. Just the terrible weather we've had all year, and, the rain just would not stop. And, earlier this week here in Iowa, they had pretty bad storms and, quite a bit of rain. I think they said about 5 inches of rain.
See a few trees down in the area, too.
They said big windstorm, yeah.
I'm glad the humidity's gone.
Oh, me too. Yeah, we were down in Chapel Hill there a couple weeks ago, and it was unbearable. It was pretty bad down there.
The one time I did pull there was, I think it was 98 degrees and 100% humidity. I'd never experienced something like that in my life. It was the air conditioners and the haulers.
Yes.
Don't shut off.
And the worst part about it, Mark, it was 10 o'clock at night. It was
exactly.
11 o'clock at night, and it was 98 degrees. It was like, all right, when's the cool time come? So, So we got one more vehicle to watch. Those watching the free look-in on Facebook and YouTube. All right, Dan Klasinski of Merrill, Wisconsin, the Extreme Whiplash. Good looking ride there.
Another Region 3 puller.
Region 3 puller. 1971 Ford. Don't see a whole lot of early 70s Fords out there on the circuit. So once again, those fans that look it in on the free preview on Facebook and YouTube, we are going to turn that off after this next tractor runs. So if you do want to see the rest of the action, make sure you head on over to Full Pull Live and subscribe, $39.99. And we just started August, and we've got over 60 events coming up on Full Pull Live for August. So Mark Kelsey, more or less new here in the lightweight super stock class, the Just Add Dirt International out of the state of Illinois.
That left side hooked him.
Yeah, it did. Took him over there, and of course, when that happens, Mark had to stab that brake, and you know the pullers always say it kills your distance, right?
I don't know a lot about this tractor. It's fairly new, and I haven't seen it a lot, but the times it has, it does run.
Yeah, Mark's got a relatively large excavating company. He owns the Satsuma, Florida racetrack down there. They run it as a motorsports park, and Mark in the dirt work. He works. He said he's got a lot of things going on up in the northern states, so does a lot of traveling. But good to see him out on the Grand National Circuit.